Well, welcome back. Hope you guys are enjoying your evening. This is another post as I get my stuff together. Clearly, it's not together, but here we go. We're going to identify what we need to learn today. We are up and running. Let me check the mic. Yes, sir. Bum, 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 bum. Here we go. A better digital identity. Oh, attribute service. I don't know what I mean by attribute service. But sure, let's figure out what they mean by that. Okay. When we think digital ID services, when we think digital ID services, digital identify services are a great way to prove who you are. We know that the government is in a unique position to help people find services they can trust. My role as project manager of Register Your Digital Identity and attribute service attribute. What the fuck is that? What's an attribute services? I've never heard that phrase before. Attribute. Okay, let's go. They don't just want your identity though, they want to know what your attributes are. I'm getting that your attitude or temperament, but let's keep moving. I might look it up in a second. Fuck it, we're here. Do. Google. Yeah, that's how I say it. Attribute services. Or attribute. The verb and the noun. So we're using a noun. Attribute. A flexible and mobility are the key to attribute of your army. A quality of feature regarded as a characteristic or an inherent part of someone or something. A quality or feature as a characteristic. So let's go back to our article. So it is a quality or a feature regarding the characteristics of something or someone. So let's put that in context. They want to know your quality and features as your characteristics or its inherent part. So they want to know your character. I gotta take this time to break this down. They want to know your character, guys. They don't just want your identification. They want to know the character or the quality of person that you are. It's not, again, this will be your credit score. I'm not credit score. Your is it a credit score? No, another credit score. What's in China? Whatever they got going on there. Your social credit score. Oh shit, that's what that means. Damn. They don't just want your digital identification. They want to know what your social credit score is. Oh, my role as project. God, we took time to freaking break that down, y'all. Good job, team. My role as the project manager of the Register of Digital Identity and Attribute Service, aka your social score. So I want your digital ID and I want your social score. To make it easier to identify digital identities and attribute services that meet our trust framework and our supplementary code rules, and have been taught through accreditation process and has been thought through accreditation processes. So just that paragraph alone is a lot to understand exactly what it is they're seeking to acquire. They don't just want you to sign documentation. No, they want to know who is the person signing that documentation. And it's not about, oh, it's Jim Jones. No, Jim Jones with a social credit score of 85 because Jim Jones did XYZ and Jim Jones didn't do XYZ or ABC. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just your identity, but who you are as a person. What did the your Google, where you at? Your attributes, your qualities or features in regard to the characteristics or inheritance of a person. So again, that's who you are as an individual, what type of person you are. All right, moving forward on our own proof of concept. We've heard our digital identity providers, businesses, and the public that we can support the adoption of digital ID services and maintain any accessibilities, well-maintained, easy to use register of trust digital ID providers and the services that they offer. We have been maintaining a proof of concept of such a register since 2022, when new digital routes of conducting right to work, right to rent, and disclosure and barrier service checks were made available. All right. So I guess once they implemented those new laws that you have to have the right to work and the right to rent, they started taking notes of who these people are with your digital identification. Our current list of certified services has allowed businesses to identify and check that the service meets their business needs and regulatory requirements. Wish lists are proof of concepts. We found it was quickly becoming a destination that is snapping purchases decisions, making in the digital ID market. We found it has quickly become a destination that is snapping purchases decisions, making in the digital identity market. Okay. So what are we looking at here? This is the official digital identity and attributes. 2001, the UK DATF certificate services, Person ID Inc. So I'm guessing these are different companies. They certify against the right to work supplemental scheme, the right to rent. I'm not sure what that means. Certified against the disclosure, barriers and services, trust framework, certified expires. So next year their certificate expires. What do they have to do to recertify their certificate? That would be interesting to find out. Our existing list of certified services is published regularly on GovUK as a CSV file. Users can preview data online, download it if they need to do something more complex. But it still proves as a concept, a list which always intend to be temporary solutions. We know that the current list is We know that the current list is unwieldy, difficult to search. Okay. Difficult to search and not very user-friendly. That's why over the last year we have carried out extensive use research and trust multiple iterations and have tested, sorry, we have, okay, yeah. We have carried out extensive user research and have tested multiple iterations of our new digital service that will be launched to the public beta on GovUK next month. So they're ready. This is what, February? No. Yeah, moving into February, bro. Man's in the basement ready. Government, what's this? Whiteboards, bro. It's all about the whiteboards. Development registers align the government services standards, digital best practices, starting with users' needs, users' research. How the new register will work. Easy to search for services. We know that businesses use the current list to find services which meets their business needs. The new register will make it easy to find digital identity services that provide right to work. I don't know what they mean by right to work or the right to rent. You realize they don't say the right to own or the right to invest, but I'm just gonna continue going. Yeah, you have the right to rent, bro. You don't have the right to own. Fuck. The right to rent and closure and barrier service check to the level recommended by the Home Office and DBS. New research and filtering tools will allow users to more quickly find suitable services for their needs. Access to new digital identities and attributes, trust marks. After the data, use and access, bill has become law. Eligible digital identity services will be allowed to use a new digital identity trust mark. The trust mark will provide the businesses and members of the public at a glance that a digital ID service appears on the register and can be trusted. The register will enable providers to quickly get access to their trust marks, and users will be able to confirm the trust marks are genuine. Next steps. As I said, February. The new register will launch February 2025. The current list will cause to be maintained. Maintain the following of the transition to the new register. What the fuck is that? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading these things right. Cease my correction. The current list will cease to be maintained. Niggas are gonna stop that. Following the transition of the new register. So all the updates, anything that's going to be done is going to be done on a new register as of 2025. February, 2025. If you are a provider and currently on the current list, you will haven't. If you are a provider on the current list and you haven't already completed your transfer, please reach out to our committee assessment body to apply to be on the new register. If you are a provider who has never been on the list and would like to join our new register, we've created guidance to how to join the digital ID and attribute service. Sign up today. Let's just take a quick look while we're here, guys. At a glance, sheesh. I guess I gotta accept the cookies. All right, let's do a quick read. Not that bad. Let's do a quick read. So what do I got to do to join the registry? While I'm here, joining the registry of attributes, introductions, learning the process, roles and responsibilities. Introduction. The Register of Identity and Attribute Services in the public list the government provides organizations whose organizations who provide digital ID services certified against the UK Digital ID Attribute Trust Framework. So in other words, companies that want to provide this service, they have to be able to work against or certify against the framework. This guidance sets out how digital ID attribute providers can apply to join the register. By joining the register, providers can prove that their services are safe, secure, and reliable. Learn about the process. Understanding the requirements of UK Digital ID Attribute Framework. Before starting the application to join the registry attributes, you must ensure you understand the requirements. This is a rabbit hole, guys. I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole today. Your digital ID attribute framework, pre-release UK. Oh shit, here's a framework. It just leads you down more rabbit holes. Here's a document. And this is a serious document. Holding the service provider, the user, third party. Rules for the provider by the role. This is an extensive review, okay? I'm not really ready to go through this at this moment, guys. Providing components for GPG45 and GP47. It's all a verification process. So in other words, we want to do this, making sure your product is suitable for, wow, there's a lot of different protocols. Business prohibit. When doing anything related to framework trust, you must not bring the trust framework into despair or damage the reputation, optics, or trustworthiness. You must check your legal obligation carefully and not act unlawfully. You must not misrepresent the certification status of the services you offer or allow others you work with to misrepresent the service of reliance. So basically, you can't fuck around. They don't want the trust of the city, of the public to be lost in the service, so they're holding you accountable. I'm gonna end it there, guys, because that is going to be a lot of information. We're down to 11. I'm just going to give you guys check. The user can act on behalf of the organization and other persons. Encryptions. Fraud management. All right, so this is basically if you want to be a service provider, because again, the digital framework is necessary. Here's the framework, the trust work. All right, this is what they're established on. Then once you got your certification, because you have shown them that you can be a part of the trust work, again, you can identify as a service provider, an attribute provider, holder services provider. Yeah, you can be providers, right? Component service provider, and then a flow down terms. Replying partners. Very interesting, very detailed, very thought out. This is not by accident. This is not just an accidental thing. They got glossaries because you know what? They were using big words, right? Let's look at provider. Let's just provide an organization that offers digital verification services where providers has had their service certification against a trust framework where a reference as a certified service. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, cool. So guys, digital wallets, all that. Comment down below if you want me to continue researching this information, but all that. Let's get it. Have a good evening, guys. I will talk to you on the next one.